But what the actual hell is going on with Vinny, people? Because I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know. This guy, he's looking very, very frustrated out there. The way he's maneuvering the ball, he's looking frustrated. He's not getting enough of it. I don't think he's getting enough of it, I think, but he's not producing the goods as such. He done a few good moves. I'm not gonna lie, he done a few good moves.
I say because I think Vinny had a solid game. I don't
He
think
had,
Vinny was bad.
he wasn't bad,
Yeah.
but overall, I think overall, when we look at the stylistically, the profile of player, when you're looking the pass and move, he was the only one that really wasn't connecting with it. I saw him drag the ball forward many times. He didn't really produce the pass and move that I really wanted to see. Of course, the crossfield ball, obviously, Jude Bellingham, blah, 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 all the stuff, Brahim Diaz, and all that. But for me,
wait, but
I
how you
look,
just bypass that? Because he was involved in the goals. How do you bypass? How do you say all the stuff like that? That's a big part of the game that he contributed to.
he
You
did
can't just
contribute.
bypass that.
He did, but when you look
Yeah,
at Xabi Alonso's style of profile of player, is he a player that's really going to fit Xabi Alonso's team? I personally don't think he is. I think Rodrigo will be much more suited to play on that side for Xabi Alonso's team than Vinny. I've got to say, because Rodrigo brings a bit more like dynamism when he's passing the ball, but Vinny, what he does offer is something different than a lot of the other players. He offers the directness. He can run it behind the defense. You know he's going to have a little bit of trickery here and there. By the way, guys, that rainbow flick was absolutely horrendous, mate. Yeah, I did better rainbow flicks back in school. Yeah, but that guy, mate, I don't know why he keeps on attempting it. I don't know why he keeps on attempting.
what's the
The
problem
Trivela.
though? People say that football is robotic, and then they want to cook somebody for trying to bring some flair to the game. Come on now, like for me, Vinicius, he didn't have a good game. He was solid though, right? He was not bad. I'm seeing
He
people talk
wasn't
about
bad.
Vinny
He wasn't
disaster
bad. He
class.
wasn't bad. He wasn't
No,
bad.
but the thing is, because people are looking for the GA. People are looking for a goal. People look because if he would have scored yesterday, people would have said, "Oh, Vinny is back. Vinny cooked." Again, his performance was not good, but it was not bad. It was a solid overall game from him. He was involved in the goals. He helped in the build-up, right? He made some good decisions. Yeah, he tried the rainbow flick. It didn't work. And he got well, I don't know if they called the foul on it because he did run into that player. But point is, you're basically saying, Dave, to then sell Vinny. If you're saying that Rodrigo, but see, okay, so then where's Vinny play then? Because if you're saying that Rodrigo will then fit that left more, you're saying to displace Vinny. And if and you can't have Vinicius on the bench, really. So then you got to sell him. That's kind of what you're alluding to.
I don't look. He just needs to. Do you know what? Maybe you can drill it into him to pass a bit more, to move, pass and move continuously. That's what we need from that left wing, because when you saw Ardagula dropping deep, helping out with the midfield, going with Valverde, we don't want Vinny to do that. But essentially, he needs to learn into his game how to pass and move with effectiveness. That's the issue that I'm looking at. And when he gets cornered into a space in the near the corner flag, and it happened several times yesterday, he looked to run past the first man. Great. Now release it. Yeah. Instead of trying to take everybody on or release a shot, release it quickly. Yeah. And then create the next wave of pass. But
then that can come with just some more training. It's just the man just got to work with him a little bit more, you know, because
Vinny's a stubborn player. He's a stubborn guy.
No, I mean, but the thing is, though, Vinny's had what?
He's stubborn.
Carlo came back in 22. So we had Zidane was 2020 to 2021. So Carlo came back like after that. So for the last 4 years, essentially, Vinicius has had complete freedom. Go out there, make it happen, do what you want, just carry us and get something. Now you have a manager that's going to come in with the style of play. This is, and let's be honest, even underneath like Zidane wasn't really a tactician like that, right? I know that we did like Lopetegui, he got sacked, then like Solari and all these guys. But like, I think Xabi Alonso, you could say this is the first time that Vinicius will have a manager that is going to try and build a fluid system. At Real Madrid, we don't usually have a fluid system. It's just, I mean, for Like, yeah, okay, so we've had a few seasons where we've cooked, right? And the footballs looked really good. But more times than not, we are kind of like an individual brilliance team. Like,
Hmm.
and I think a lot of Madrid fans don't want to admit that, but it's not like a Barca where the club has a style of play, or like a Man City or any of these teams. So now we have a manager that's going to come in with a clear style of play. I just think that Vinicius just needs more time with him to get some of the bad habits out of his system.
Yeah, I think Xabi
Yeah.
Alonso can coach those bad habits out of him. I think he can. We
There's
just
no better left winger in the world than Vinicius. Like, there's nobody that I think we can replace Vinicius with that would be an upgrade. There's nobody in world football.
well, not for us personally at Real Madrid, but
So that's what I'm saying. So then, like, this is why I'm trying to figure out. So, like, what do people want? Because yes, Vinicius deserves criticism, right? For him to be playing as poor as he has for like the last 6-7 months, he deserves to be cooked. But like, I'm seeing people wanting him to be sold, right? So you sell Vinny, and then okay, you put Rodrigo on the left. Rodrigo, you can say he's a better footballer than Vinicius, but is Rodrigo more impactful than Vinicius? I don't think so.
Kvaratskhelia is more impactful than Vinicius. I tell you
No,
that for
he's
a fact.
not, Dave.
He is, mate. He
My
is,
God,
mate.
bro,
We
a
discussed this
January
last week,
transfer to
bro.
PSG,
Doesn't
and he
matter,
has a
mate.
good 6 months, and all of a sudden now
Kvaratskhelia
Kvaratskhelia is
is
on
a
Vinicius' level. Stop
absolute
it.
technical master on the football pitch. That guy can control the ball which way he chooses. He don't care, mate. Kvaratskhelia is miles better than Vinicius Jr. I've got to say, I don't care, mate. Like when I look at this guy on the pitch, I'm like, what's he gonna do next? But Vinny, he loses the ball consistently.
Yeah, but
Why?
that's the trade-off that you get with that play style, with like the direct wingers. Like, would you rather your winger be passing the ball back, or would you rather your winger attack the defender, make him have to make a rash decision, possibly win a free kick, win a penalty? Like, Kvaratskhelia wasn't even PSG's best player. Vinicius has been our best player, and we won the UCL with him being our best player.
Yes.
Kvaratskhelia is not better than Vinicius Jr. Like, we have to stop it. I think it's recency bias. Kvaratskhelia didn't even have a better season than what Vinny had the season prior. Like, we have to stop with look what this player is doing right now. Again, I do agree. Vinicius deserves to be cooked for how bad he's been to his standards. But
Look,
even if you go sell him and then get Kvaratskhelia is a downgrade from Vinicius.
No. Please no. Let me tell you. So on the ball, Kvaratskhelia is honestly sometimes the stuff that he does is like genius level. Yeah, like I don't really see Vinny have that in his locker. Technically, Vinny's decent. I know that already. He relies a lot on his pace. He relies a lot on his explosiveness. He relies a lot on those two aspects of his game to help him through. If he didn't have pace, what is Vinny going to do? Let's just say it as it is. His technique-wise, he's not the best. We know that already. But explosiveness, he offers that. Is he just pace and power? Pretty much. That's what Vinny is. Yeah? Vinny is pace and power. That's what we need.
I don't agree.
In that position sometimes because we don't have it. Only Mbappe offers that. So I think personally, Vinny, look, he had a decent season last season. I'm not going to say he had a horrible season. He had a decent season. He offered GA. He sacrificed a lot of himself for Mbappe. Yeah, I understand. Like Benzema did for Cristiano Ronaldo, Vinny offered a lot of himself for Kylian Mbappe. Because some of the passes that he threaded through, some of the layoffs that he did were mostly to Mbappe. And that's what he did. So I understand what Vinny offers. I understand that he is an irreplaceable player. But in Real Madrid, if you don't deliver this season, you are getting replaced. Sorry, Vinicius Jr.
No, I agree. If next season he plays like how he did in the second half, then I'm on board. Okay. If we want to sell him, then it is what it is because you have to perform. I'm not going to argue with you there. But I think it's just such an overreaction of how people are treating Vinicius. And I don't agree that he's just pace and power. Vinicius is a very technical footballer, right? But it's because of his speed, right, and how direct he is, it makes people think that that's all that he like. I don't even. So for example, like Vinicius and Mbappe, they're both not pace and power. Like, but they're so faster than other players that it makes you think that.
Oh,
Vinicius is very technical.
Mbappe uses a lot of his pace. Let's just be honest. Like he uses a lot of his pace. Obviously,
yes, because of how but it's because
of
how fast he is. But I've seen Mbappe pick up the ball and beat people with his technical ability. It's not just always. Now, yes, his pace is what he goes to first, but we act like these players are like not that good on the ball. Like Vinicius, he's a very good dribbler. I'm not saying that he's of the level of a
dribbler. He's a decent dribbler.
No, I think he's good. He's not on the level of a Kvaratskhelia, right? Like, obviously,
Vinny's nowhere near the level of Yamal. I've got to say it right now, yeah.
No.
Technically, on the ball, Yamal is.
See, I agree. But now, but Dave, but if you told me, okay, we sell Vinny, we go get Lamine Yamal in a dream world, I'm not going to argue with you. I'd say, you know what? Fair enough. I agree. Lamine Yamal as a footballer is better than Vinicius. But I think Vinny, his skill set gets disrespected. Like, again, Vinny is a technical player, but the pace is just what gets relied on because 9 out of 10 times, that's how he can beat any defender in the world. But for me, like I said, there's no other winger right now that we can get that I think upgrades Real Madrid's attack. There's none. At the moment.
I know that. But the situation is that the main question, I said this last time as well on the Galacticos podcast. Vinny needs to have a whirlwind of a season. He needs to be one of the main focal players of this season. He needs to be the guy. He has to be.
He will.
He will.
I'm telling you, Dave. I'm telling you, Vinicius will cook this season. Vinicius will cook this season. He's not going to drop another 6-month Avatar level performance where he goes missing. My guy will be involved this season. I'm telling you this right now. Expect him to be back in the Ballon d'Or conversations after this season. Vinicius is that good of a player. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. Xabi Alonso gets a little bit more time with him, a little bit of more coaching in terms of with his decision-making in the final third. I'm telling you, Vinicius will cook this season. Do not expect him to have another performance in terms of across the entire season like what he did in the second half of last year. It's not going to happen, Dave. I'm telling you this right now.
I hope he does.
We go as far as Vinicius performances take us this season. I'm telling you that right now. He will be the focal point. Because it's like I told you, Dave, on one of the other Galacticos. This is his team, as far as I'm concerned. Until somebody else is our best player in the UCL knockout stages and then leads us to winning it, this is Vinny's team. Until somebody else can score in 2 UCL finals, until somebody else, Vinicius transformed himself from a very mediocre player when he first got here to one of the best in the world. I know that people rate the Desiree Doués, the Rafinhas, Kvaratskhelia, like the Salas, these guys. In my opinion, none of them are more proven than Vinicius. At the highest level, Vinicius for, I'd say, 3 seasons now.
Yeah, because obviously we got to understand, obviously, that he brought us Champions Leagues. We understand that. We understand, obviously. Yeah, maybe it is some recency bias for me, obviously, because we saw Kvaratskhelia offering something different to PSG. Obviously, Dembele was part of that as well. We know that Doué was part of that. Vinnie was a main focal point for PSG and probably one of their best players. So they had a team. They built it around those different types of players. And obviously, Fabian Ruiz, everyone that we've seen in that team was just excellent. Nuno Mendes. But I think Vinny just needs to work on himself as a football player. I think technically he can get there. He's not there. I don't think he's there as a player. And he's getting on a bit. Obviously, we just need to see him really work it this season. I want to see Vinny really progress this season. I wanted to see him really adapt to Xabi Alonso's type of play, where Vinny cuts inside the player, what he usually does, and he does it so well. That's another thing that Vinny does when he's cutting in. He bypasses pretty much any player in the world, but he needs to release it quickly. He needs to release it to the next player. He needs to keep the ball circulating, keep the ball moving quickly, not hold on to it too much, because that's what he usually does. I know he does. But when we were on a counter-attack, I saw many opportunities yesterday. And this is one thing that bothered me, guys. And you saw it as well. Don't even lie to me. You saw it as well yesterday. Vinny had so many chances to initiate a counter-attacking opportunity for Real Madrid. He had the ball on the halfway line. They literally had 2 men back, and he's getting stopped by Pachuca. If this is any other team, he's getting absolutely battered. Yeah, the situation is when he has the ball, he doesn't have that technique to move past the player naturally. He needs to use his pace. He needs to use his directness. But when he gets stopped and he gets cornered, he has a problem. He can't get out of that. So in those situations, release it quickly, move on, and then bypass the defensive line. Hopefully receive a 1-2 pass. Connect with Gonzalo Garcia better. Connect with the midfield better. Yeah? So when I saw so many opportunities, man, and he didn't offer it. I saw him on the right-hand side one time, I remember. And I don't know who was defending, whatever. And he had the ball. He just got stuck in the mud. He got stuck. He didn't know what to do with the ball. Maybe the support wasn't there, but Trent was behind him. I saw him. And he didn't know. He doesn't know in those decision-making moments what to do. So his IQ needs to drastically improve. Hopefully, Alonso could do that. If he can do that with Vinny,
that's all he needs. Is just a manager that's going to be able to work with him.
I don't hate Vinny, guys. Believe me, I don't hate him. Yeah, I really like Vinny. I really like him. I like what he offers. I like the directness. I like what he can offer. But sometimes his decision making is poor, guys. Too poor that it costs us in certain moments. Mbappe has better decision making than Vinny on certain moments. Because Mbappe, he sees a shooting opportunity outside the box. He's taking it. We saw it so many times last season. He's outside the box. He sees a gap and he just takes it. He shoots and he scores.